We are here on the Baseball Insiders. I'm Adam Weinrib alongside Fanside. It's MLB insider Robert Murray, and we are joined today by extremely special guest Jose Altuve, eight-time All-Star, two-time World Series champion, here on behalf of Two Hoots Hard Iced Tea, which is hitting shelves around Houston. Jose, first of all, thank you for joining us. I'd love to know more about your partnership with Two Hoots. Are you a big hard tea guy?
Yeah, I am. I am a big hearty guy, and I try the product. I fell in love, with it, and I'm so excited to partner with Hoot.
You're hosting a T-ball classic. We hear. What else? What's going on with that? How excited are you for that event?
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to go there and give some pointers, advice to the fans. They can also sign up and go and watch the game. So it's going to be a great meet and greet, and be starting the game off, and just go from there.
Well, Robert and I have plenty to ask you about your amazing career, but we might as well start with this past week because you just hit 4 home runs in a row in consecutive at-bats against Texas, 3 in one game, 4 in 4 straight innings. Between homers 3 and 4, did you know that you really had an opportunity to do something special, or were you just kind of so locked in?
I think I was locked in the game. We as a team we understood before going to Dallas that these games were really important for us. So, obviously it feels really good to hit homers many times in a row. But at the same time, you're, helping your team. So that's kind of like the priority out there. And, I feel happy about the way we play there.
So I got to ask, did you have any idea that a Verlander trade was like a possibility, or were you just like completely surprised?
Really small idea, and it was getting bigger and bigger, and until it really happens, and obviously he makes our team better. He's a great leader in the clubhouse, and as a team, we're really happy that he's with the Houston Astros now.
You guys are locked into a tough fight with the Mariners and Rangers down the stretch, although you just did a lot of damage in Dallas, like you said. What do you feel gives the Astros the edge in that race? And how do you sort of channel the momentum from a tough, close race into the playoffs? Do you feel like you have to get tested first in order to be playoff ready?
Maybe. I think we went to Dallas and we already felt the playoffs atmosphere. And, obviously the stadium was, sold out, and, the Rangers playing the way they've been playing all year. Then the fact that we know, like I said, that these games were really important, it gave us, some motivation, and definitely were like a playoff atmosphere for us.
Yeah. So at the end of the 2024 season, your contract is set to expire and you'd be a free agent. Have you had any conversations with the Astros about a new deal?
No, nothing.
No?
No.
Okay. Well, we'll certainly keep our eyes peeled on that, especially as you head towards the postseason yet again. Last week, you made some more Astros history. You hit for the first Astros cycle since Brandon Barnes back in 2013, an amazing name to hear for all the Immaculate Grid players out there. What did that honor mean to you? What did it mean to do it at Fenway Park, too, in front of all those fans with all that history?
I think obviously they're really hard to do. My friend Brandon Burns did it 10 years ago. So that's something that doesn't really happen too often. And I was happy to do it, especially because we won that game. And it seems like from now on, every game is huge and really important for us. And, I know a few years ago, I think 2016, I was close to make the cycle happened, and then I fell, and it was kind of like a mess. But I was really happy to actually do it this time.
Did you hear from Brandon Barnes at all after that happened?
Yes, he sent me a text, and he was happy.
Awesome.
Yeah, and so you had an injury in the World Baseball Classic that kind of like was a little bit of a speed bump for you, but you have returned as strong as ever. Like what allowed you to return so quickly and so effectively?
Yeah, obviously, like you said, I broke my thumb in the WBC. It was kind of like a little complicated surgery, but then I, get back to the team a little sooner than what I was expecting. And it took me some time. Still, even when I came back to the team, it took me some time to get in shape. My body ready. Obviously, my thumb was feeling good, but since I missed so much time, it was kind of like a process to every day to do things to get better and stay in a good shape and feel 100% like I feel right now. Thanks God. But yeah, it was a lot of hard work by the medical staff, by the coaches, everybody really helping me to get to the point I am right now, where I feel really good.
Yeah, wait, you said it was a complicated surgery. Complicated in like what way?
I think my thumb broke in 4 pieces, so it's kind of like a
Oh,
little,
geez.
yeah.
That sounds painful. But like, I got to ask, would you play in the World Baseball Classic again, or did that kind of scare you a little bit?
I think it's too early to ask me that.
Okay, I had to ask. I had to ask.
And we accept your answer. Yeah, we get it. You do a lot of great WBC memories, though. You played with your fellow Venezuelan icon Miguel Cabrera back in 2017. He's currently enjoying his retirement tour. I'd love to know, what you've learned from him over the years. And, was he somebody who inspired you growing up? Because he's been, a World Series hero all the way back in 2003. Like, is that someone you looked up to and now you get to share that stage with them?
Yeah, no, definitely. Miguel Cabrera, he is, every single Venezuelan player hero. As a kid, we all looked up to him. We grew up watching him play, and the fact that I got to the big leagues uh, 13 years ago, and I called him for help to become a better hitter, and he was always there giving me, advices and telling me how to hit the ball and how was, better approach against whoever was throwing that night means a lot to me. We developed a great relationship, and we still in touch a lot, and we just went there and play. And it happens that the last bat that I watched him hit ever, it was a homer. So that was of course you don't want any guy to hit a homer against your team and your pitcher, but it was, now that it happens, it was a cool thing for me to see.
Well, he just left Yankee Stadium. He just played there for the final time. You love to play Yankee Stadium. And so I feel like I'd love to ask, when those fans, when they boo, when they get intense, it seems like you try even a little bit harder to destroy them and make them hurt. Is that something that you feel tangibly, or is an at-bat at Yankee Stadium just like any other at-bat for you?
Yeah, it's like any other bat. I go everywhere, even here in Houston, I do a lot of work before the game to be, ready for my first at bat. And it doesn't matter where we would really go. It can be Boston, Kansas City, Detroit, the Yankees. We just, as a team, we get our motivation from inside the clubhouse, from each other, and we just go there and play the game.
So I got to ask, what's your favorite city to play in on the road, and like your favorite place to like interact with fans?
I like Boston a lot. Playing there, getting, they're so close to the on deck circle that you can talk to some kids, about whatever. And, I think New York's a great city to go out and have dinners. And, Arizona is a big ballpark and you see the ball good. So there is a few stadiums that I'd like to go and play.
So do you have a favorite fan interaction at all or no?
No, I think, when little kids goes and give you a fist bump, those are good,
Yeah, because I saw you also say that somebody offered you like his wife for a bat or something like that. Is that a thing?
You read a lot of crazy and good stuff, and understands, and guys trying to trade their shoes or hat for a bat. They do whatever for a bat. I will do the same thing. I was the same way. I used to like go to the ballparks back home in winter ball in Venezuela and ask player for a bat or for a ball or for a hat. I think those are good things to do.
No, for sure.
I'd rather have one of your bats than some random guy's shoes. So I think it's a good trade that you're keeping them. Now, you are obviously one of the best pure hitters of this generation that we have seen, but you are also one of the clutchest. And I think a lot of people will say, like, hey, clutch isn't real, good hitting is good hitting. But do you feel like clutch is a mindset? Or again, do you just feel like, hey, I'm a good hitter no matter what inning it is?
I think it just happens. You have to be in the grade, in the opportunity in this scenario to hit those big hits in big moments. But I think, anybody for me can do it if they go at that and they keep the same approach of just a normal game.
Yeah, and I'm curious for you. So you've been around some really good managers in your career, AJ Hinch and now Dusty Baker. What is it about Dusty's style that's kind of helped you guys like retain or still be as successful as you were even when you were with AJ Hinch?
They're different. They're both great. I learned a lot from both, from AJ and from Dusty. Obviously, Dusty's been in the game a little longer, so he'll be in the Hall of Fame, as soon as he decides to go home. I know everybody likes to win, but he's very into the game. He worry about you, and he just, of course, he wants you to go out there and do good as a team, but also he cares about you as a human being too. So he's very emotional about it, and we appreciate that.
Yeah, and as a follow-up to that, you said like they're both different. Like, what do you think the biggest differences are between the two?
Just personality, just like
Got it.
just like you and I are different, they're different too, and the way they manage, I'll say it's pretty similar, but they have their unique stuff, and they're both great. I think AJ is a great manager, and he's gonna have a long career too, just like Dusty had it.
Now, you've been to so many playoff series and gone on so many World Series runs with this Astros team at this point. Do you have a favorite playoff or World Series run or a favorite moment? Or is it just when you climb the mountain at the end, you're like, hey, we got that ring?
Yeah, no, I think last year, Kyle Tucker getting the fly ball to win it all is my recently favorite moment. So winning our series is hard. We all know that. And the fact that we did it last year again was just amazing.
Yeah, and I'm curious for you. Do you or any of your teammates have any like superstition traditions? I've heard of other players that have had some. I'm curious if you or any of your teammates do.
I think we all are a little bit superstitious, some more than others, but I think most of the baseball players have that on them. So like using the same bat or using the same clothes that you wore the day before, or playing the same songs, eating the same thing when you're playing good. So stuff like that.
Yeah, and another question for you is that you've been in Houston for a really, really long time. And I'm curious, like you were there for when it was not so good, and now you've been there when it's been really good. When exactly did you feel the tide start to turn and know that it could end up being like a really good team here?
Yeah, I think 2015 when we make our first playoff, when we got Carlos Correa, George Springer, Lance McCullers, and then you really, realize that, okay, this thing is becoming really good with all these good young guys coming from minor league.
Yeah, and could you have ever envisioned anything quite like this? Like, I mean, to this degree of success?
It's hard to think about it when 2011, 12, or 13 that would be this good as we are right now. But we all happy, and I think the team deserve what is happening because we've been putting a lot of effort every day to become the team we are right now.
It's hard to believe that your home stadium used to be the one with the giant hill in center field, and now now you're known for playoff success and glory. We can close on this, Jose. We appreciate you joining us so much. You're passing a lot of key numbers, so I feel like I have to talk baseball history. You're past 2,000 hits now. How often do you think about 3,000, that next step? Do you think about the Hall of Fame at all? Is that the way that you view your career now?
I think Hall of Fame or 3,000 is things that you think about when you're about to retire, and I still want to play some more baseball. So I haven't really take the time to think about it. So I'm going one game at a time, one hit, and see what happens.
Well, Jose, you are a stone cold killer at the plate. We can't wait to try a stone cold 2 Hoots hard iced tea. We appreciate you dropping by. And I also just feel like I have to let you know that the day you won the World Series last year, your favorite memory, that was also my wedding day. So we shared that day. We both got a ring that day, and you're invited to the 1-year anniversary party.
Okay, let's do it.
Well, thanks so much, Jose. We really appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you so much.